That'll be the second kill of the game. I'm going around for CDEC, though Victoria out of the bot lane's in trouble now. Felix is going to chase down with those fire spirits doing a lot of damage, but now Victoria feeling a little bit more confident to try and turn around. Oh, the Ricky Courier. That'll be the second kill of the game. I'm going around for CDEC.
Yeah, it's denying the courier's nice, although the items have already gone to Ame anyway. It's not the biggest loss in the world there.
Nice kill out for DD though. Actually ended up getting the on XM on that sniper, but James, he rotated anyway. Also he kills some free bump. So the top lane, SRF, finds itself in a very, very deep position on the central and actually does get taken up.
Yeah, without the presence of James, you can't quite win out in the war of control, right? Right now, what both teams have is like 2 sets of stuns. When you take one out, of course, the equation is not equal. So SRF does lose out. It is a bit of a free reset for him now, so he comes back in fully healed, has a fresh set of tangos, should make his presence known. Oh.
DD can block. Except not really feeling too confident right now. When he does boost to DD every single time rules around that little range race. Really feeling too confident to dish out the rapid when he does get a nice visual like that. But as levels go on, the base damage of it does to Sparrow. You have the 2 Wraith bands now as well, so it'll be okay. Top RF gonna be chased down by Red Panda. Trying to go for a creep there, but Red Panda does deny that, and also denies the sound from SRF.
Yeah, it's a bit rough now for SRF. SAG is starting to find her groove, although he does find creep wave once more, is trying to pull it back, but Red Panda will not make that easy, and at level 3, with everything up, it is hard, although...
Yeah, he's retaliating, he has to stop and he has a fit. James will take kill for himself, so he will allow SRF to take it, and now James back into the mid lane where he wants to try and help XM out. XM currently being dived, but there will be a TP in from Victoria. DD waiting for the long range race to be available. He does have it, but the rain bombs will save the day. Now the Fisher not allowed DD to TP out of there. He's just gonna have to die, and the will be split between all heroes.
It's a really deep dive, and that will set him back just a bit.
Bot lane, however, they lose Ame on the Ricky. OP gone, and Felix killed the kill past the Montana. It was actually the other spirit that ticked him out in the end.
Yeah, they are applying a bit more pressure here early game from SEG. Like 5-4 is a much closer game than it was in game 1. So they're keeping a check on Ame. He's not quite farming as fast as he was before, although it's still pretty darn good. 24-6 doesn't quite match her slaughterous 31-8. And in that sense, SAG has fixed some of the early issues they had in game 1.
For now, anyway. I do get a little bit worried though, like, once you've got that Ricky online, generally speaking, we do see the Rickies very willing to start fights once they've got a couple Wraith bands on, as well as the treads. He does already have those 2 Wraith bands there, and he will have the treads out pretty soon. It's going to be a matter of whether he wants to join his team or whether he wants to secure something like the Fusion Blade first.
Arcane energies.
But I wasn't really aiming feeling comfortable to join his God. Like you're a flat farmer here on the Rookie.
No, it's not too much you can ask from a Rookie in terms of just farming by himself as well. It's kind of hard against Mars, like early on, like you get speared like that.
Mid lane, Shrapnel, Fish are all going to be there, and it's a great rotation out from Victoria. Felix is going to try to kill off the Enchantress. He's going to have to go of XM. Shrapnel, Assassinate, all going to fly out, and now Jane can, in fact, it was XM who got the kill with the Shrapnel.
Yeah, it's a great rotation so far from CDEC. They are really investing in XM's lane. So they have kind of just shafted Ame. Like, he's not having a great time anymore, but XM is having a time of his life. And he's actually going for a Necronomicon book on Sniper. First. It's,
Why not?
Yeah, the stats, the push, the farming capabilities that can come out. Looks like CDEC does want to take it slow here.
I think it's a sort of right. Like it's still, well, actually, bot lane. There's a bit of an arena being dropped. They're trying to maybe a great fish round from James, and he just jukes them out. Now, Felix eye on the Phoenix, and James doing gold work on the Earth Checker.
It will most definitely be mainly farming. And the damage output of the sniper doesn't quite shoot up, so there's an opportunity for SAG to outdamage them and really force a bit of an early aggressive advantage if they wanted to. You are Corridor, you are looking at the Mars, Shadow Fiend. These heroes do want to fight, the moment they do have their teamfight capabilities up and running.
Stampede chases on for DD, and yeah, he's just maybe surrounded. He understands even if he had Requiem, able to get it off, which was around the area. Yeah, they take no respect over to go. The sun has been pre-farming this whole time, and nobody cares. Just been completely focused on DD in that mid lane, and already Panda now showing up in his own. They come with some stacks. Red Panda is going to find it the hard way. Assassin is available for this round from SAG. They might find a few kills out of this arena. Is nice XM. He is overextended, and now James and SRF are on the run. SRF looks to die as well. James, the only one who's actually able to get out of there. I thought that was an overextension from the bench, but turns out it's a bit of a bait.
Yeah, they do find a better trade in the end, and SAG are starting to come online in that aggression that they can pump out early. You are still looking for perhaps an investment in the Requiem from DD, but he should be able to get that. He is approaching level 8, and once that's up and running, the only thing left is Felix's 6. So with the Egg, Arena, and Requiem up and running, SAG can force a lot more fights like that on more heroes. There's a big opportunity there, and CDEC, they're still farming. You're still waiting for Necrobook 1 on XM, you're still waiting for a Battle Fury on Ame, and none of those are coming out anytime soon.
Battle Fury.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's what he was trying to do. That's why. OP got Assassinate gonna fly out. They are to make the blink and they will eventually find the kill. Felix now trying to secure the boundary run, but well, he does actually get it. He's trying to get from Arme, but well, Felix won't already Icarus timing. Gonna try and find the secondary practice. Give the TP's gonna be there. Oh, nice fish shot. Again from James. That man has secured so many kills for his team already, being involved in 9 out of 11. But why Battle Fury this game?
I honestly would not know. We've seen this a couple of times from Ricky's though. Like they do, if they feel confident or if they want to play slow, it is the Battle Fury. It helps them farm. And again, it goes back to what I'm thinking. Like the early aggression from SAG is going to be so strong that you probably just don't want to fight into it and just wait out and farm up.
It's fair.
What a bounty!
It does. You don't necessarily need to farm to get a battle up on the Ricky, but
It's not amazing though. Like the splash damage on Ricky with how it works now is not that great with the tricks. I'd say it's not as valuable. The Fusel would allow you a lot more presence there. The farm is just great. I think that's really it. You are still a bit worried about SAG though. Look at God King farming up. He is going for the Ags, which is great, but this is a +1 Slardar. So you're going to be relying on fighting near puddles or when you get that Slithering Crush off.
Gonna come out SRF there with this. He finally deal with this slaughter. He is very, very sneaky way out though. Can they actually get through the hang speed or commit the echo from James and do enough? Now, how they're gonna get chased down here, the vengeful Sparrow.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Get this bench. Well, no problem there for Arme. And now the setup here, T1 top tower push is upon us.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Pretty easy T1 tower to pick. But the thing is, the side of SAG directly trade the bottom T1 tower as well. So it's not
Dyer's top tower is
the
under
worst
attack.
situation. Like, you don't want to lose a battle like that. You get something out of it.
Yeah, that's bit of a consolation there for SEG. They have kept CDEC's lead from going too far. It's a 1k advantage for CDEC right now, despite the kills. So SAG is still finding their farm. They're still finding stuff off the map. They're looking at a very fast BKB for DD. Oh no, he shifts out again. It's a Shadow Blade now. Don't know Yule coming out for the setup. Just trying to find those pickoffs with a surprise factor. And once you have the blink on OP God as well, you can jump into those heroes and kind of force them into the arena. So a lot of options starting to come in for SCG. You've got the egg up and running as well on Felix. So this is starting to be the time where you expect SCG to be the aggressor. You need to start attacking CDEC while they basically have nothing useful. XM is still going to be saving up. Yeah.
XM is currently being watched right now. They are the jump here. God, he's going to be roaming around the raiding jungle as well, but it's making it more obvious to see that they they're trying to set the
middle tower
one down, which still feel like they could be strong with this increase. God King can jump in, trying to do the necro 1 minutes, but he's going to take a fair bit of damage from those as well. Now OP God, Arena, only going to catch Victoria. Still be an important kill in the entrance, but not be the one you wanted, but he's not dead. He will find him, but now SR comes in with the stampede, gets a up off James the Future. He doesn't have an echo, but this will be easy clean up for Arme. Does get, and he should pop the second, but skip OP God. James does have a few taking away with his spot. They don't even need to run. Oh man, just gets the trade and gets the kill. If hit her the illusion.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That was the aggression they were kind of wanting to pump out, just not the proper way. They were spotted out by the economic clan very early on from back then. But they still chose to try to fight, which was the issue. They didn't catch XM in Arena as well, so they didn't have control on the sniper, and you are items start to fly out. The blink is now up and running on James. So our Shaker can get the big slams going now. It's going to be hard for SAG to force the clump up, because they'll be in a very tight spot as well.
Yeah, it's a very fun blink on that Shaker, but James is all across the map. He's more than 2 kills already. Finding 3 himself is an assist. But down from this Shaker. Just easy influence. Now with that blink you've really be worried about positioning. And the fact that he's going to pull a peak on the core mask is just even more concerning. In fact, he, surprisingly enough, decides not to the Shadow Blade, it is blinked out.
It's hard. You don't have the yield set up for the blow up. I
usually
don't know.
See Shadow Blades these days, but
yeah. But how many successful Requiems can you get off with all stuns on CDEC side? Even if you blink in, it's a tall order for DD.
old school. Yeah, simply brought. CG trying with and creeps here. Will eventually find the Harpy.
Dire's top tower.
See, if they have Stampede back up, I'm sure they're more than willing for a ball now. Send me one. It's actually gone for an against build this snipe. Yeah, seriously, now get shot. They do miss the hoof stomp, but they don't miss the snake. Well, in fact, even on more sniper, you're still rushing mad. Go from kind of right to kill, it's just not okay. They don't need it. They don't feel like they need it. Playing kill off PD by himself. They're all sufficient at the end to help out. You can move Arena now, trying to save PD, but he's going to double damage. He wants to chase more. He will stop now, just bummed with that opportunity he has. Meanwhile, he's sticking around and nice quick thing does allow him to survive. Just need more and more concerned to SAG as the game goes on, because God, he ain't got that crazy net worth anymore.
No.
He's getting close to finishing off his ads, but I don't think they're going to make that big of a difference.
Yeah, It's nice, but it's not as much bonus as you'd expect. Like, it's fantastic. 12 armor, 25 regen. The burst is there on CDEC. They've shown that time and time again.
They have to keep coming. Enough armor is going for his enemies on the repeat. I guess it's not work to James and SRF though, right? Like you got the Earthshaker just want to engage F-Pulp, and I can see why the battle is there now. The Echo and the Axe, the trend. It's just gonna, like, they're just gonna blow people completely. Dump. It's just gonna be there. It's the trait to try and build advantage. Speed is there. Speed of them SRF. And the Echo James, he can't feel the egg will drop, and they won't be able to do that. Okay, still trying to put OP God right now, but he'll trick off with a high ground of the egg. It hits nobody. Now just finally died the assassinate of their set, but he will burn up to the sun range. But will it matter? Gawking is also going down quite fast. You're losing Phoenix on Phoenix. And the assassinate not enough to kill one. SRF still stays to this. He doesn't think forward. Eventually Gawking will be out of range.
Yeah, it's still much better for CDEC. Kill on the Ricky is still pretty nice though, although majority of that gold did go to Felix. So not the most amazing hero to throw that money onto, but you know, you'll take it. Yeah, they were the ones who smoked out for it.
I mean, just it's a picture trying to turn himself from Jane. It's so confident doing that. You shouldn't feel confident as an Earthshaker instead of the gameplay. It just doesn't put any kind of pressure to initiate that. And now it's been even less so as the assassinate with the ag.
Yeah.
So now you've got that huge long range initiation from ESL. I call it initiation. It kind of is.
It is. it's that mini stun. It's just ridiculous. And well, it's time for some 360 no scopes. XM has been on point for shots all across the map. Oh, you have the Ags and God King though. Maybe this is the time it puts in. Maybe.
Victoria just playing single one real they missed the start. They'll still hit with the match up at the top line. Felix is really going down. There'll be a stampede to kill him on. And Victoria gets some. So they might break out with the bullets one now, so peek on. Jump with an arena, a gun straight to the face. Swap out from the people, spy for now, and the same thing. They just being surrounded from all sides. He nobody there to help him out.
That's some decent punishment coming out from SAG. It looked wonky when they did manage to channel that assassinate onto the Mars, but in the end, they are a bit better off. Still, that was just one hero. CDEC was pretty fragmented. SAG needs to find a lot more of that. Isolate out CDEC, find single target pickoffs, and that is one way SAG can drag that network advantage to their end.
I was wondering where Arme was in that last engagement, but it seems that usually just wants to finish off the axe before he joins his team again. I don't necessarily disagree with it. It's going to be very difficult to do that again himself. We'll have it now after this big creep, and the fun thing.
James is right here too. They can just kind of go if they want to. Even SRF. All together, and you do actually see SAG smoke up. This is a really good time to reveal this.
Definitely. They do have the height, and they should see the sign of CDEC beforehand, although DD linking up. There's no ego. Nevertheless, they've jumped back in. It's a start on God. OP got it. D in the ring though, no. He only got Victoria on the mattress. And so they're going down the tour. And Arme does finally jump in here, but Requiem is the fly out of the way. What? Echo James will secure the P-Puff for the team. It's not quite now God King. It'll be a triple for the slam.
Is under attack.
Assassinate, keep flying at Felix. Does aims at the button back immediately, keeping back down to the bot lane, but it's gonna lead to nothing.
Ooh. That is a lot better for SAG. Curious what happened with our Ricky Ame. Just kind of walking up without the tricks up. That cost him a lot. He needs tricks up every single time. He can't fight outside it. That's when you go for Battlefield, you have no durability, no presence outside of tricks, beyond squishy targets. So a bit. It could have been much worse for CDEC. Overall, SAG is showing us that this line can get stuff done. Like, God King is actually harder to deal with than you'd expect, especially with how spammable his Slithery Crush is. So he does have a lot of puddles to play in. That is giving him a lot more durability to stand and fight as well.
I think it's best to build wall right now. You're essentially just a support sniper right now. All XM can do is just spam assassinate. And he's going all the way into that kind of build. He's going for a Sanch and Yasha by the looks of it.
No, that's Kaya and Yasha.
Sorry, Kaya and Yasha, my apologies. And also going for this sniper turning for a support step, essentially. See it. I think you'd call it, John.
Yeah, it's a pretty close to one. It has a lot more farm. It basically functions that same way. You've got BKB up on DD, a smoke from SAG. There.
I think you'd call it, John.
Yeah, it's a pretty close to one. It has a lot more farm. It basically functions that same way. You've got BKB up on DD, a smoke from SAG. There. I think you'd call it, John. Yeah, it's a pretty close to one. It has a lot more farm. It basically functions that same way.
Yeah. Gee, they never really find a target for themselves, so just go on that bottom P2 now. See, gonna do the exact same thing on plane. There'll be a scan out from Dice, but that's gonna be over the Roshan pit. I don't really believe they think the Roshan's happening until they realize it was just a bit of a mistake because someone was running past it become scared.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It's gonna comfortably trade P2s.
Yeah, you do see CDEC trying to get a bit of a push of themselves. They do trade, gotten tier 2 for themselves, and CDEC still has a lot more control on the map, and their tier 1 mid is still at 25 minutes in. So they have a lot more control to play with. SAE, they are building up though. Like, you look at God King, I believe that is Moonshard coming in, so he can basically permanently bash someone consistently with his attack speed. That is a massive issue for CDEC. You would like to see maybe even Salber coming out here. You do have an SRF. There is a way to counter that, but they need to always ensure that God King cannot permanently bash your corpse.
Yeah, Jay, I'm just gonna maintain control of that revenue. Yule's now up on James as well. Literally at Earthshaker. Kind of wonder when CDEC decides they want to go back and find. Seems that you're just comfortable. Right now. XM gonna lane as well. They kind of do a similar thing. They're just more than comfortable up. They do have some big offers coming out, such as the best one build. They have it with BAB.
Radiant's middle tower
Smoke
is
on
under
that
attack.
Yeah, Panda, he does buy on. We just in time for XM to have his blink dagger on that sniper. But FBG, they're going for a roach.
For our wards, we spotted this one.
He's come out, but you cannot makes it really quick for this rotation to go down. Give vision, they are waiting to come in. James does have it going to touch. He's on the deck, but God will snatch the Aegis off James. Now, the CDEC just want to kind of run out of there. SRF making himself out. Looks like he is just going to die, although maybe his team backed him up now. It's flying through with it as well. Red Panda will die to Arme and SRF. He will survive. Got he's amazing, but he is slowing fairly low. Another assassinate to fly out of Arme. Just not need to make the jump in to go for the kill. Just to go.
Radiant's middle tower
Is a
under
pretty
attack.
big win though for SAG. Rather surprised James could not get the right click off onto that agent. If he had it, that fight would have ended up very differently for SAG, and I think they should be glad that the Shaker couldn't snatch it. This does give SAG a lot of breathing room here, so this will give them time for God King to farm up the BKB. He is making pretty decent progress onto that, and once that's up and running, he doesn't have to worry about the sniper. You know, it's not have to worry about that constant assassinate. It's not going to be an issue, and a lot of the control from CDEC just goes away once you have that item up.
What is the game plan for CDEC though, I wonder? Like, at what point do you think they're going to be willing to really go out instead of SAG?
That's a bit tricky. I think they want to build up a little bit more on Ame. That's the key thing. He's their main damage dealer, really. It's all in on Ame. They've gone all in on Ricky, and you're not really at the unstoppable Ricky point yet. Manta Style is going to be up and running soon. You want a little bit more. He has completely skipped the defusal, and I think you really just want that additional damage from it. Perhaps it helps out a massive amount for the Ricky. If not that, then maybe Basher, maybe Abyssal coming out on the Ricky as well, just to get additional control. Something like that, just to help you out when it comes down to man fighting that Slark. And again, he has a Moonshard with the bash. That's just so much control when he is just focusing on a single target.
New one going to be taken out very quickly by SMG. Just trying to make every little bit of use out just the hell. Look, open the top P1 as well. No crit necessary. I have puddles. Will be fit, of course, but we'll just stand this ground and take it. We are almost it's the game after all. Enough time those to take it. OP God gonna try for a spear, but from arm it will allow him to walk in that situation again. They're not really willing to jump in at they're just gonna continue walking them. Has queued up there. Now no, maybe just feel like he's
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
maybe after the day they'll be happy to
Dire's
fight.
bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, that's probably it. They're just waiting for a couple of items here. They know that as the game goes late, they can kind of hold out. Like, again, you have a sniper for the high ground. The Shaker is always going to be relevant in team fights, of course. Ricky can scale quite hard. So a lot of options there for CDEC into the late game. SG, you could argue the
Up to TP, cancelled off James, is there as well.
Footprints on your backside.
And it will be. Yes, sorry, I would have just loved seeing that in games even more.
Yeah, that's costly set of kills, especially on Mars. Has not been a great game for OP God. Still straggling behind in terms of farm. He did have a Vlad up and running. I think he'd SEP a lot more confident. He could take these fights with having a solid source regen, but it's just not coming out fast enough. You do see the Kaya up and running on XM, so there's a little bit more damage on that Assassinator. I suppose it's 700 damage now, I guess. That's nice.
High the Asha first. I guess he does really. He's really kind of playing that support sniper role now.
Yep.
Not so much with the blink boot trouble, but he wants to just get shots over and over again.
Yeah.
Up, split up. Trying to loop around that real assassination flying. Yeah, I got a mess up around. They are go ahead and try to do so, but the peak and yes, sorry. Yeah, is being dropped as well. Assassin flying out, but the big they're not going to chase this. But one coming out from Chain, what get turned into the scene, and now on the something to go. It's on the Chain trying to now, but they're not into full time here on SG. The other left is on the slump, and you definitely do. It doesn't have a false anything.
What a surprise.
That'd be a man. It's James. I don't even want to say it's James is continuously setting up the team.
Oh, he's gone. And to be fair, SRF did a part. He distracted the entirety of SEG. He forced them to chase him. To chase the centaur because he was so low. Bumped up in the ramp. James just gets the biggest and easiest echo slam of his life, and SEG, what once looked like a very scary Slardar, is starting to fall apart. He is queuing up the blink now. He is going to have that. Oh.
Yeah. Again, easy bomb.
There's the Yasha and Kaya as well, Mike. Not some swap.
It's flying out. OP now in trouble. The shield up, but he's gonna get crit. Davis is also available. Another fly out. Did I mention XM has a champion?
That is just that's not right. That is definitely not right.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's not fair.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
It definitely just jumping. Now, mid-ranks down. SHG, but Assassin gonna fly out again. They just jump in and that's the actress between only being used up now a little bit. Felix gets the egg off. It's gonna be enough. Yeah, it will be. Zame doesn't feel confident in taking the egg out. Maybe just turn around.
Nature attend us.
Getting mangled up.
The cannon needs white and the ammo is mangoes.
Yeah. Correct. It's all about the assassin. But he will find it. Oh, instead. Yeah. Full side back though. He's not really going to be along. Protected perhaps. Just pops a lot of kills or lines on the side of say he does really defend those missions.
Yeah, they are falling a bit behind. There are still a lot of opportunities though. Again, we haven't seen the biggest hookup of the arena, Requiem and Egg. We need to see that happen. It needs to come out in these defenses. Otherwise, you look at Ame, he's working on a second Daedalus, just all the damage coming out on the Ricky, and it gets a bit ridiculous with how much he pumps. Even Sam, even his assassinates, right? They break up all the initiations. You blink in, you get shot, that's it.
It's starting to feel like a pub game, really, isn't it? God.
He has an arcade. It's Here, let's go. There you go.
Get it out. So,
oh god.
With the that's seems nice. Seems balanced.
Oh,
That's top lane.
oh no.
James look.
Dire's
He gives vision
tower is under attack.
to a big on who never get it. Let's get the arena, but miss me and the down. Yeah, sitting from there.
Oh.
They're gonna have more for this J. Cole. And there it is. He doesn't anymore. And seeing if they convincingly take 2-0 in solid fashion.
Yeah, that is one heck of a way to close out for CDEC and SAG. Look, they've been running different drafts. It's been exciting. Doesn't. Yeah, that is one heck of a way to close out.
losses.